Hey everybody, this is Dan with FlushDance.com. Finally getting around to updating our web videos on our Aircups and wanted to go over how they work, set up an installation, and actually have them installed on this IS350 functioning and working for you to see. So without further ado, let's get started. The Aircups that we are manufacturing are only compatible with BC Racing coilovers for several reasons, mainly because several parts really need to change for them to function properly, and due to so, instead of putting that upon you all to figure out, it's a lot easier to provide a package that's already done and you can just hook it up and it's ready to go. I know that this isn't horribly convenient for those that already have coilovers, but we may get to that, but currently this is the easiest way for us, and it works really well. The air cup itself is very simple. It's a pneumatic cylinder and piston assembly. It's typically not used the same way a bag is used. You don't change the pressure inside of it. It's either all pressure or no pressure, and the reason for that is you want the piston itself to extend, and it has a manual snap ring that stops the piston, and you're putting as much pressure behind that piston as possible so that it's rock solid. What that gets you is a consistent ride quality, unlike an airbag. So basically the car, whether or not the air cup's up or down, rides the same because the spring is doing all the work. With that said, depending on how you set up the coilovers dictate whether or not the air cups physically raise or lower the car more. You can set up either way, but it's a mechanical setup, so you can't have the air cups both raise the car more and drop the car more as you would an airbag. The other thing is that the stroke is limited to 1 inch. We've done this specifically because we've tested it and we feel like it doesn't affect the ride quality at all, versus some of the other air cups on the market. Although they do raise the car more, there's a great sacrifice in ride quality, where you have to have a very specific coilover in order to physically use it. So with that said, for the most part, what we've geared our air cups for is physically those who are content with how the car is statically, however, have either functionality issues, getting in a driveway, going over speed bumps, having multiple people in the car, and it's generally geared towards the front of the car because the rear usually clears. You don't have to steer with those. The front, generally, you could have the car set up fine with you in it. However, if you bring a buddy or something to lunch and it wants to rub, there's really no happy medium or fix to it. This solves that solution. The other thing is if you use them in reverse, where the car's always raised 1 inch higher than it normally is, then obviously, no problems there, and then obviously you can drop it back down to where it was, or potentially lower. The nice part about it is they're very low air volume, so you do not have to run an air tank. If you do, it does speed up fill time, but it is an option, and there's several different air management setups, and we've conjoined with Will and the guys over at bagriders.com to physically create these air management packages that you can customize on the fly. We've done this for specific reasons, in the fact that nobody really likes one exact way of doing something, so this way you can pick and choose what you would like. Even though it's not coming all directly from us, it's only 2 steps: air cups and suspension through us, and all the air management through them. So that's the general overall of the air cup and the assembly. From there, I'm going to get into physically installing this coilover assembly onto this car, which already has air cups and BCs on it, but this is the actual cutaway, so you can see what's happening. And from there, you can get a little bit better understanding than our prior videos of how they function, and we'll go from there. So please see the video below, and all this will be explained in that video. Have a good day.